I
Yeah.
have great news for you about that because it improved. This number is improving because I think that 5 years ago, the latest research that was made, the latest survey that was made here in Brazil regarding to this topic, appointed or said or told us that we were only 2% of Brazilians speak, 2% of Brazilians population were able to speak English in a good mood. I mean, when when I tell you that only 3%, I'm talking about those persons or those people that are indeed able to communicate without any problem in English. There are more, especially now with the technological boom. We are seeing a lot of people increase this number increasing a little bit faster than before because people are getting more aware that English can be a change of life for them. And honestly, let's suppose here 10 years ago, I wasn't able to speak English as well.
Hello, everyone. This is Noor from English Club Malaysia. Today, my guest is an amazing person. He's Alexander from Brazil. He's a YouTuber himself. He has a background from a very, very interesting industry from security, and he has done a lot of stuff on the YouTube and social media. And he has been on the social media platforms for at least 14 years now. Why English is so much important for our career, for our day-to-day life, for our growth, for our progress, for getting ahead in life, or getting good opportunities. Let's talk to Mr. Alexander. Let's see what he thinks about English language. How are you, Mr. Alexander?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Thank you so much for this invitation. I think I must to tell the truth. I was quite excited about this conversation. I know that Noor is one of my friends from YouTubers, so we are on the same career, on the same path. We are trying pursuing our dreams, and that is a thing that really puts us together here. So I'm so excited about that. In English, to me, is like a free time. When we go to the park, we are relaxed. So I do English like this. I love it, and I don't see myself studying. To be honestly, when I'm studying English, I think that I'm just having fun. That's great.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, after all, language is at the end of the day is about communication. If it cannot help you connect with other people, then what's the purpose, right? I mean, if you have to be able to talk to people, and if English opens up that barrier or helps you break that barrier, wherever you go, if I come to Brazil, if I go to China, wherever I am, I don't have to know the native language. All I know that if I can speak English, I can make great friends, if I'm not wrong.
Sure, no, you are right. So, May, I already spoke with friends from China. I have a friend, one of the hugest friends that I have regards to English conversations. Her name is Alice, and Alice, unfortunately, we lost connections between. I think when 6 months ago we lost connections because some problems that the United States and China they are facing some I should say trade war, and they are put so many sanctions, and maybe that's why it's not working properly anymore. Zoom and WhatsApp and China, but we were friends like since almost 3 years ago. We started my first English conversation was with him. With her, sorry, and it was amazing to see that English can connect me with people from the half part of world, like on the other side of the globe. Now I was speaking with a Chinese girl. I never speak. I don't know how to speak Mandarin or Chinese language. I only speak Portuguese and now English. And look, when I wasn't expecting, I was speaking English. I spoke English with a Chinese. So and we got so many English videos. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, videos with her. So yeah, English is magic, man. Once you learn it, you will never be able to forget because English will be like breathing for you. I don't know anyone that doesn't breathing because if you don't breathing, you're gonna die. So I take English as part of my daily life. So I'm trying at least.
100%, Alexander. I agree with you. Do you mind me sharing? I just interviewed a couple of days ago an amazing person, a journalist from Brazil, and she herself told me that before she started learning English, she hated English. She didn't like English. But once she started learning English, she realized how great her life has changed after that because of being able to talk to so many people in the world. I actually found her on episode and right, and because it helped her make a lot of great friends all over the world. Before that, she didn't like talking to people. She didn't like talking to strangers. But now she's able to make great friends like myself, like yourself. Hopefully one day we can bring in as a guest and talk about her English journey in one of the videos, right? So English
Yeah.
does help us a lot, and because a lot of introverts can become extroverts because of this, adding this one language into your linguistics. And I mean, part of when you were talking, you were sharing your Chinese friend's journey. I was thinking about how I started learning English language. I was a very shy student in college, and I didn't like talking to people because of there is one language in Pakistan people normally speak. It's called Potohari, and it's a third language. It's a very local language. It's not spoken in any other part of the world. It's just spoken in There might be languages in Brazil too, which are very local to Brazil only, that are never spoken to any other part of the world, or even outside of the country. So I didn't like learning that language. I only used to speak the national language of Pakistan. So the only second option that I had to connect with people was English, because that was in the textbooks, right? Because we can't get rid of English because it's in the textbooks. So even though one likes or doesn't like, he has to learn how to write or read at least. So now, if you want to socialize, if you want to grow, if you want to get a better job, if you want to excel, if you want to be able to move, and even if you get a job, how about getting a better job? I remember being able to secure a job in Dubai. Now, for me to be able to jump to a better job, or look for a better career, or a better company, or a better paying company even, you need to have communication skills to be able to pitch yourself to another what you call it, HR, right, who interviews you. So they need a story, they need a convincing story to hire you, right? And I can't forget the story that I told to the HR when I got hired in Dubai, that he asked me, why do you want to leave Pakistan? I mean, there are so many great call centers in Pakistan. Why are you choosing to come to Dubai to work for a banking company here? I told him that I feel very risky in Pakistan, because at that time there was terrorism in Pakistan in the past decade. And I told him that there was a girl, actually a very little child, being kidnapped from my street, from the neighborhood where I used to live in Pakistan. So that story really touched him. So the reason why I'm sharing, Alexander, that story with you here is, if I didn't know English, if I wasn't confident enough in English to talk, like being off the track, because the interview was about banking, how much do I know about banking, but I added this little touch in the interview, that why was I leaving Pakistan? Not because there were no career opportunities in Pakistan. I told my concern about my daughter, because I also have a daughter in Pakistan. So I told the interviewer that I have a daughter, so I'm concerned about her safety. So that's why I want to leave Pakistan. So I think that really touched him as well, and he hired me. He gave me the job, right? So only when you are able to pass on your feelings, your thoughts to the other person, when you have great language skills, when you can express yourself, only then you can actually make great connections. You can secure better jobs. You can grow professionally as well in your life, right?
Oh man, now you make me. Of course, you remind me. A lot of things came to my mind here
Yeah.
while you're telling us here about your story, about your English journey, and it is quite interesting, and it's motivated as well. So it's give us more motivation to become a better English speaker, especially in my case as well. But indeed, as you mentioned here, people are so. I know many people here in Brazil even that are always said me when they find me on the streets. They said, "Oh, I would love to learn English. I want to study English. I want to do it, because if I don't do it, I will never get a better job. I will never get a better payment, salary payment, whole." Anyway, so I was trying to figure out just. So I'm sorry, I was just trying to
Yeah.
ask for quite a little bit of silence here, because my children, my wife was speaking around here. I'm on the kitchen right now. I hadn't any
You
office.
married too?
Yeah, I'm married too as well, and
Oh, wow.
I'm a father of two children, and one
Oh,
my
wow.
son is younger, like he is almost 9 years old now, and my daughter is 13. So
And how old are you, Alexander?
I'm 34 years old, and I've been married for almost 14 years.
Oh, you have been married more. I think you got married when you were 20 years old, I guess.
Yeah. I just
And
at that time I was serving the army here in Brazil, because I was young, and in Brazil, it's obligatory when you become 18 years old, you present yourself to the army, and they will assess you, to see if you will be able to serve them, to do something for them. And once you join, you will be obligated to stay there 1 year. So I had to stay there. They chose me, and I stayed there 1 year. So when I was 18, when I turned it 19, 19 and a half, almost 20, I met my wife, and I was about to leave the army because I just were there because it was obligatory time anyway. And I met my wife at the time. It was my girlfriend, and yeah, things happened since then.
Alexander, you're actually skipping a very interesting part of your story. Actually, I really liked when you said that you had to join the army as an obligation, because I remember in Dubai I had a friend. He was from Egypt, and he told me that Egypt is giving him calls. Egyptian army is calling him because he didn't join the army before leaving Egypt. And I realized, I asked him that why Egyptian army is calling you. Are you one of the army members, or do you belong to an army family? Why they are calling you? And he said, no, every Egyptian has to join army as a citizen to be able to, I think, for 2 years. I couldn't understand the concept very well, but now when I came back to Pakistan, and I spoke to a couple of Egyptians after that, and one Egyptian girl told me over the phone that yes, you have to do that, but only if you are, I think, two brothers, then one of you has to go to the army. And if you are a single son, you don't have to go to the army. I'm not sure how it works in Brazil, but this is the first time I'm getting to know about this. Oh, it's same.
Yeah, almost the same. There are a few situations when you will not be obligated to join it, the army, especially if you have some disease, especially some heart diseases. Maybe you will not be able, like asthma, like some break bones, some types of break bones before you already break your your leg or your arms. You do not get so cure about that, you know. But in general, it's almost the same. There will be like the only child of the family. You are the only support your wife, your mom had to help her. So situations like this can prevent you to join the army, but it's not like a rule, you know. It's only like a feeling that the sergeant, the tenant, or the commander of the army will look at you and think, oh, if I pick up you, I don't need you. Honestly, they don't need everyone that turns to 18. They don't need it because there are many youngest that are turning 18 on this each year. So they have more than they need person to help the army still function and things like that. Because luckily we are not in the war, the middle of any war. We just trying to train and to work. It's like a work there, you know. Honestly, just for you know, I served the army for 3 months. I got trainment, and after that, I spent the whole rest of my year going to the kitchen. I was a cooking. I work as a cooking man, so a chef. Not a chef. I become a chef later, but at the beginning I was just a cook auxiliary. I had to help the people in the kitchen to cook the food and to, you know, work at the restaurant. They call ranch here, but it's restaurant. It's the same. So yeah, it's a quite funny situation, but it was good, man. In certain parts, it was good for my life. I learned so many things. I got many discipline for there. So I since I left the army, I still have some things with me. Like if I told you that I will be here, I gonna be here for sure. So if I said, oh, I'm not interested, that's gonna be hard. So I look to keep my promise, you know. I'm into to keep the promise.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure, man. I mean, I can't imagine having that sort of discipline. It happened to me a lot of times that when somebody gave me the commitment that he's going to be there or she's going to be there, not everybody appears or shows up at the same time. They tend to reply late, or they tend to like maybe the next day they send me a message that they were busy. So I think that comes with some sort of discipline or training that you need to like fulfill your promises when it comes to giving someone time, right?
Yes, totally. And honestly, I remember a thing that you said some minutes before regarding to your English journey also. And it is like people, as I told you, as I mentioned earlier, people from Brazil, in the range of only 3% of the Brazilian population knows how to speak English. That is a quite scarce number, especially because we are more than 230 millions of people. But when we look at I should say the root cause of this, I notice that, believe it or not, I don't know how about you, how about your students and your followers, but honestly, people are afraid of verb to be. They are afraid of how they will deal with verb to be, because at the school time I was afraid of also as this, because I didn't understood that time when I was like 13, 15 years old. I was studying the college and the middle school, and I honestly had no idea what does that mean at that time. And now when I become grow up, I become an adult. I look at the verb to be when I decided to start studying English daily. It was 7 years ago. You know, when I told you, man, I decided to study English 7 years ago. But I'm talking about study daily, at least 30 minutes, 50 minutes. But every day I should to sit down and try to overcome my fears about that. And verb to be was, I remember when I first start, I told myself, man, verb to be will be scared. I'm never understood. Will I be able to understand now, to understand this verb as I'm a grower, as I'm an adult? And believe it or not, it was one of the easiest thing that I saw on English. The easiest thing was to overcome verb to be and to understand how it be used, how should it be used. And yeah, there are many people that
What
doesn't know English here.
do you mind, Alexander, explaining what do you refer to when you say verb to be? Is it verb, verb to be?
Yes, verb to be. When I say here in Brazil, we call verb to be. Verb to be is like I am, you are. Yeah, for instance, people they are. We can't say they is. We must to say they are because in the plural form, they is for a group of people, not only people. So you know, this conjugation was quite hard for me at the beginning when I was 15 years old, and I know exactly that it is one of the things that is still scaring people all over the world, people that doesn't study English yet, but they had the experience here in Brazil. But I think that it's a thing regarded to high schools, you know, the program of high school teaching English, because they started doing these things, and the child and the youngest people, the teenagers got scared at first. So if you got scared at first, it's quite hard to remove this idea from your mind, you know, and you will grow up and get older. And I always remember that at the high school time, you weren't able to learn English, and maybe that can be a barrier to studying, you know. How about your side at the beginning of
I
your
mean,
English journey?
when we hear America or USA, we think of Hollywood, what we have seen in the movies. So all Hollywood movies are, I think, 99% or 95% are in English, because nobody even understands that even Brazil is part of America. Now I've got to understand that Brazil is actually in South America, because whenever I speak to any Brazilians have great understanding and comprehension of English. Whenever I say any word or any line or any statement, all Brazilians are able to understand and answer me. So I think that's, you guys have great comprehension, that's for sure. Even though you tell me that you only 3% Brazilians speak English, if that is the case, then I think only in Pakistan only 1% can speak English because you guys are so much better. I mean, in Pakistan, there are so many other languages that people give priority to. I mean, when you go on the street, there are 3 or 4 languages that are spoken majorly all over the Pakistan, and English comes as 5th or 6th language. Yes, in banks, in offices, in academics, English is number 1 language. I cannot deny that. You have to be able to read and write English to be able to like pursue any career or degree in Pakistan. But when it comes to spoken, it's a whole different subject. I mean, English, there is a term that people use here: written English and spoken English. Means that if somebody is even if somebody is an MA English, means that he has a degree in English, that doesn't necessarily comply or implies that he should speak English in his day-to-day life, because nobody asks him, nobody demands him to speak English, because he lives in a country where everybody likes to speak Urdu or other languages, Punjabi, Patwari, right? I mean, a lot of Pakistanis have watched this video. I'm sure that they would agree with me as well, that English does come as the last priority that people choose to when it comes to communicating with people. Yeah, it depends on me, it depends on you. If we like to talk in English, we can choose to speak in English. But if we don't like, if we don't prefer, nobody is going to demand to speak English. Yeah, there are obviously with time in the last decade, there are so many industries here, especially call centers, communication based companies that have come in Pakistan, which demand you to speak English for you to get a job there, obviously, because they are international companies. They require you to speak to their clients back in America, UK and Australia, wherever the original company is based in. and their BPOs are here, and they require you to be able to, those interviews are conducted in English. So for you to be able to secure a job there, you have to be, you should be well prepared in English to be able to even clear the interview or pass the interview, just like an IELTS test, right? Because IELTS test is all about English language. You cannot pass an IELTS test speaking your local language, obviously, because it's about English. So when the requirement is English, you have to be able to speak English. But I think that this remains still ambiguous. How only 3% of Brazilians can speak English? I cannot I cannot still understand that. But
Yeah.
let's go with the statistics, because however, I'm sure you have got your data from some well trusted portal that
Yeah, but
3% of people.
I
Yeah.
have great news for you about that, because it improved. This number is improving because I think that 5 years ago, the latest research that was made, the latest survey that was made here in Brazil regarding to this topic, appointed or said or told us that we were only 2% of Brazilians speak, 2% of Brazilians population were able to speak English in a good mood. You know, I mean, when I say, when I tell you that only 3%, I'm talking about those persons or those people that are indeed able to communicate without any problem in English. There are more, especially now with the technological boom. We are seeing a lot of people increase, this number increasing a little bit faster than before, because people are getting more aware that English can be a change of life for them. And honestly, let's suppose here 10 years ago, I wasn't able to speak English as well. 10 years ago, but now I am. But look, how did I learn? I learned through the internet. I learned through the conversations, videos, YouTube channels. One of YouTube channels, maybe there will be persons, there will be English learners that will be watching us here and will learn something. I don't know. It's just up to them. But in general, it will increase. But yeah, the latest time that I saw it was 2024 research that shows that only 3%, and then it wasn't exactly 3%. I'm just putting a little bit above that the hate, because it was 2.79% of Brazilian population was able to speak English fluently without
Wow.
any problems. But there are many. There are others that speak English. Like if you ask some question, then they, can you? They will understand you, but they will not be able to reply on the same fluence as we are having here. And that is the research. You know, let's not just look at the numbers and say, "Oh, Alex is crazy saying that because Brazilian is a South America continent, and maybe we will." He is not saying the truth. He's lying to us. But no, I'm just talking about those people that are fluent, that have a great command of English, and yeah, it's true. And Alex, why should you say? Why are you telling me that? Because guys, there is a huge marketplace here for English teachers in Brazil. There are many people trying to learn English, but there are also a problem, because how many English teachers we have available to try and help people? Cheaper cheaper will become. People are trying to make money with that. But anyway, yeah, I have a great news also for my followers here on my YouTube channel and for maybe yours. As I told you and mentioned at the beginning, I'm sorry, I'm a fire rescue, also a firefighter. So I work as a firefighter. I work as a safety technician here in Brazil. I'm able to provide first aid care and also for, first rescue for people that maybe we were stuck in the heights or and maybe below the surface. Also, that is our job, and I'm working hard. I just how can I say? I just finish it or get a deal. Just got a deal with a brand company here, and I'm working hard now. And after we finish here this English conversation, I will dive into again the studies, dive into again the papers to prepare that to materials to prepare that. I'm working hard to build an English course for civil firefighters and first aid responders. That is my job right now, and I noticed that there are no other schools, English schools that are doing that. Because when you go to school, you're gonna learn English in general English. But what about if you could be able to learn English, even the basic, like verbs, like present, future, and past tense, ask questions and things like that, but also learn it right away into your daily vocabulary. As you said, you were a bank consultant. Maybe you were learning English regarding to bank consultant. So is that possible? Yes, it is. It is just a question of focus, you know. And but anyway, that was just a thing that I'd like to share here. Let just give it a word. I already spoke a lot, so now let's go ahead. And yeah, only 3% speak English, but I'm saying about fluent English speakers.
Yeah, maybe Alex, we can share your course to Pakistani followers as well on my channel, because there are channels in Pakistan who are teaching English. I mean, there are academies in Pakistan who are running physically, who are providing English language courses, and at the same time, some of their professors have their online presence. They are giving, or they are sharing their content online as well for their students and followers. But I don't believe that any one of them or all of them are providing their courses online as well for people to have to be able to learn from home opportunity, because I think the time is changing. Not everybody wants to go to a physical institute. People want to learn at their own pace. Like yourself, you are working. Many people make a decision to learn another language or start learning or improving a language at when they start working professionally. Only then they realize how important the English language is. I remember I missed one great part of my story, my journey. I used to run this English academy. When I returned from Dubai, I felt this huge need that I wanted to share my experience with the specific town I belong to in Pakistan. It's called Gujar Khan. It's near to Islamabad, near to capital city of Pakistan. I started this little club called English Club, where people can join and not expect to have a teacher there, but come there and start speaking and communicating with people, just like on episode. People just drop into a call and they start talking to people and learn at their own pace by having a conversation. So I did that in a physical setting in 2015 or 16. So the concept was same, but it was physical, not visual. So that concept, in that concept, I had a member who got enrolled there. He was a lawyer and practicing lawyer, LLB lawyer, and when he showed up, he asked me that he wants to join there for two months. And the reason why he had come there, because he had realized, as a lawyer, and plus he was a motorway inspector too, he was doing two jobs. And he told me that whenever there's an educated person or somebody who has been to abroad, or somebody who is English literate or who speaks English, whenever he comes across any sort of that person, he gets stuck. He cannot convince or to be able to make his case in front of him as a lawyer, because he cannot speak English well. Even though his degree was in English, he got his degree in English, but he cannot communicate in English. So the part of his reason why he came to my English club is that even though he had done 3 English courses in the past, but he was not able to communicate in English. He actually needed an environment to be able to practice English, to be able to build fluency, and that comes with practice only, right? And he actually stayed with me for 2 months in the club, and he practiced with me, I mean, at least 5 days a week. And after 60 days, he was able to communicate and express himself. So I realized that gave me a lot of realization that not many people will make a decision about learning a language or strengthening their communication when they are students, or when they are actually a part of their schooling. Many of you guys will realize how important English language is when you actually start working. You realize how important it is to communicate English better. So that was something that was a great wake-up call for me. So I think that many of your followers and many of my followers will understand that how your course can be valuable for them if we share your course content, maybe as a trial to some of the students in Pakistan who want to improve or get benefit from your course.
Yes, sure, you're right. Honestly, the idea was, as I said, we are seeing many I should say many of the time. I mean, there are lots of English teachers on the worldwide now. They are increasing in numbers, and that's not wrong. That's great. But also, we needed to start looking as the more specifically situations like more field to field. What about I teach them and I can't do it? I mean, I can't teach English regarding to safety technician stuff, safety technician field. I can teach in English to first aid responders. So how could they learn English and not lose time? Because those type of professionals can't lose time, can't miss time, because they must be updated with the latest technology, the latest teaches about their saving lives, because they are working with lives. So in order to help them to stay focused on their career, I prepared, and I already, how can I say, I got a branch deal with some English school, I'm sorry, not English school, from Civil Firefighter School here. there's some schools here in Brazil that teach and forms new firefighters and new first aid responders, and those professionals are quite required sometimes because they will, as you said, they will be in the future they'll be working for international companies where someone can just fall down and just be unconscious from nothing. And how can I will be able to provide first aid care for that person without even speak their native language? So maybe if I can speak English, those person will be benefit about that. So that is a differential. So I mean, we must to be outstandard. That is the question here. So there are many English YouTubers here on the YouTube as well. So how can I be outstandard? How can I be highlighted between them? So which opportunities or which topics can I bring that will really catch attention and will at least tell the truth? Because I think that tell the truth is the thing that will be always highlighted between or among any other YouTube channel. So if you came here like to tell many lies, to tell that you can learn English in 3 months, you can't do it, you can become a lawyer in 3 months, an English lawyer, you can live abroad, everyone can live abroad. That is not exactly how things works. We must tell the truth, how hard it is, but it's rewarding. It is hard, but it's rewarding. That is, there will be like must to be rewarding each thing that we do in our life. For instance, I work the whole month here in Brazil. We get month payment, month salary. So I have to work the whole month before I get my payment, my salary to pay the bills, to live in. So it's not good. It's not always good work all day, the whole month, every day, Monday to Friday, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The traffic jam, the problem solving that we have to provide to the company, and the whole month, like 30 days. After 30 days, they will reward me with the payment that I earn, not because they love me, because I earned that payment. So with English or with any other professional, should be the same. There are a certain costs to become an English speaker, but if you know how to use, it can be rewarding. You can make it profitable. You can earn money. You can earn a better job, a better salary, maybe live abroad, maybe talk with people from all over the world, make new friendships. So there are lots of benefits an English speaker nowadays, 2025, with the technology.
I agree with you, Alex. I think that whether it's English, whether it's Urdu, or whether it's Portuguese, or is Italian, or any language, or German, you have to be able to invest in time in the language. I mean, the only reason why you speak Portuguese without any hurdle or any challenge, or you didn't have to go to a specific school, because you invested your time in Portuguese as a child to be able to build fluency. You spoke it with your family, you watched cartoons as a child, you hanged around with friends who spoke Portuguese. Same goes for Pakistanis. They spent a lot of time, they invested a lot of time in speaking and learning Urdu language, the local language, the international language of Pakistan. They had to make a lot of errors and mistakes to be able to learn how to speak it correctly, right? So they spend hours and hours and hours per day. Out of their 24 hours, maybe they had to practice at least 5 to 10 hours a day to be able to build up that much fluency. When they are 10 years old, when they are 15 years old, now they can say that now I can communicate and say whatever I want, or to whomever I want in Urdu language or in Portuguese language. So when you invest that much time even in English language, or even in Chinese, whichever language you want to learn, you must be willing to invest time and money to be able to speak that language fluently. And that comes with your commitment, that comes with your interest, and that comes with making up your mind. If you make up your mind that yes, I'm going to learn English language, yes, I'm going to make great friends all over the world, yes, I'm going to make great connections, yes, I'm going to get a better job, yes, I'm going to get to the managerial position because of getting better English. So you will then decide to make great friends who will be able to reach that goal, because without having great friends in the language, you cannot build fluency. I remember when I was in college, I'm sharing a very great story. It's a very personal story to me. In Pakistan, I couldn't find anyone to practice in English when I was in college. And as I told you, that I didn't like speaking any of the local languages. And I realized I was sitting in college alone. It was a physics lecture or a mathematics lecture. I was in the classroom, and there was a student in the classroom. who couldn't communicate very well. And the teacher was, or the professor was trying to ask him a question about his homework. And he said something to the teacher that he couldn't complete his homework because he didn't have any idea, or he didn't have any classmate or class friend to help him with that, because he didn't have any home tuitions as well. So the teacher asked the rest of the classrooms who can help him with that. And I raised my hand. I said, I would like to help him with that, because I didn't have any friend in the classroom, to be honest. And he seemed a bit shy as well. I thought that maybe he's shy, I'm shy, we can be friends. So part of the reason why the whole friendship started was this. But the great news was, when I became friends with him, I discovered that he was the guy who used to live in Dubai. He spent his childhood in Dubai, and there was an accident in his family. His father got paralyzed, and his family, the entire family, had to come back to Pakistan, because they originally belonged to Pakistan, and they didn't have any friends here. I mean, he didn't have any schooling here. All of his entire schooling was done in Dubai. All of his friends were in Dubai, and he studied in American schools in Dubai. Now he's in Pakistan. I was somebody who in the heart knew that I wanted to learn English. I wanted to have a partner, because I somehow in my heart knew that only an English friend or an English partner can lead me to that path, or can help me to reach that goal. So what I did was, I started spending time with him, maybe because of our school, because of our college, or maybe only just because of hanging around. I started listening music with him. I started watching movies with him. I started hanging around with him. I started going to places with him. So spending 5 to 6 hours a day with him and continuously practicing in English. He was an American. He had an American accent because he studied in an American school in Dubai. I was somebody who didn't have even good grammar. So what I did, when I spoke with him, I made a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. And he was somebody who never pointed out my mistakes unless I asked him to. So that was the benefit of having a friend in English. When somebody who doesn't discourages you, when you have somebody who doesn't pinpoint your mistakes all the time, only then you can build courage that yes, I can learn, yes, I can speak. Just like your native language, you never speak perfect. You keep making mistakes, but with time you overcome your mistakes. You realize by making mistakes again and again at your own pace, you discover where are your errors. You self-analyze yourself, right? So the same goes for any other language. When you can invest enough time to practice a language, to make mistakes enough times in that language, to be able to get that, or to reach that point or stage that yes, you have made these mistakes so many times, now you know that these are the mistakes and you don't have to repeat them again, right? So I think that everybody should look for, if you are committed, if you are dedicated like Alex, like myself, and if you want to be, I mean, Alex said that it took him 10 years. I am telling you, it took me 15 years or 5 years, whatever time it took me. The sooner you can find somebody, the sooner you can find a coach, the sooner you can find somebody who can be your partner, who can give his company to you, to be able to practice, to make those mistakes. Start making those mistakes today. You should invest your time, your energy in doing that. You should find that coach that can help you engage with each other, to get into that community, to get into that club, so that you can start actually getting towards your goal. And that's the only way out, friends. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a natural phenomena. It's a law of God that you invest time in any language, you will learn that language. It's as simple as that.
Yes, absolutely. You are totally right. I mean, if I be asked in the future, which secret or which tips would you give me in order to start studying a new matter, a new subject? I will tell them first, believe in yourself. And do you, I know I'm not saying directly to you, but I'm saying to the followers here, you have no idea how is that important, how that is important. I'm sorry. I mean, there a few days ago, maybe I should say 2 weeks ago, even that I'm studying English for 7 years, even I have my English YouTube channel, I'm working in a project to build my own English course, I sometimes catch myself unmotivated. Sometimes I see myself in a bad mood, let's suppose. And I start thinking that I'm not good enough. I have no vocabulary enough. And I'm not that good as I thought I was. And that makes me feel a little bit down, But suddenly, I don't know when, I don't know how, I got some opportunities to speak with some friends at work in English. We start practicing English. I'm just speaking about my English skills. Even that we study 7 years, if you are a great English speaker, you have a great English domain of the vocabulary, but if you do not believe in yourself, if your mind do not still focus on the right path, on the right positions that you should be looking for, the right direction, that will takes you down without a doubt. So first tip that I must tell here, that it's like imperative. You must apply it in your everything that you do in your life. Let's suppose that you are trying to become an airplane pilot, an airplane pilot. So, and you start to study, you apply yourself to a course to become an airplane pilot. Unfortunately, you are the only one in your family, in your neighbor, and in your community that are applied to that. Of course, that the other people, it's not their fault. We can't blame them, but the other people that are surrounded us here, they will not have the same goals. They will not think that it's even great to do it. Oh, that's not great. Why should you become a pilot? Why? There's nothing to do. There's nothing more to do, nothing else. And things start getting a little bit, depression. And why I'm telling that? Because if you want to be an English speaker, if you want to study English, if you want to become an airplane pilot anyway, you must be surrounded by this content. You must be surrounded by people that are motivated with that, are people that do it. So would like to become an English speaker. So why not become closer or try to find someone else that are the same? Because the real question here is environment. Which environment are you into now? So are you an English environment? I already spoke with a friend of mine. He is a manager of a huge part of the company that I'm working now. He went to England. He went to England I think 20 days ago. He came back. He spent his whole vacation in England, like 30 days, in an English school there. It was 30 days of immersion of an English school in England. Before he joined there, before he goes there, or he went there, I'm sorry. And he didn't, at that time, he didn't spoke any English fluently. He understood some things, but he wasn't able to speak. But what did he do at that time? He went to the 30 days immersive in England because he has money to spend. He is a huge manager here at the company. He earns a lot of money, so he just would like to change his life. So he got the tools that he needed at the time to go. He thought it was going to be better for him. And he went there, and 20 days ago, I was in the parking lot of the company, and I saw him arriving at the same time as me. It was early morning. We were just arrived at the work, and I told him, "Hey, man, how's it going?" I just asked questions in English to him because our native language is Portuguese, so we don't speak in English. But I told him, "Hey, man, how's it going?" And he came to me and he started speaking. "Oh, I'm doing great, man. Oh, it was awesome." And asking him, "Hey, how was your trip? It was good." And he said, "Oh, man, it was awesome. I learned many things. I know 30 days of immersion. I stay with." And why he was able to speak in English in 30 days? Of course, he studied English with me. I provided him some, I think, 2 months of once a week classes. But he wasn't able yet because he didn't know anything, even verb to be, as I mentioned before. But when he came back, 30 days of immersion, he was able to to manage a whole bunch of sentences, and he was able to understand me. But of course, he was not that good. But I certainly noticed the huge difference that the environment makes to him. And again, I'd like to bring here this tip. Guys, are you looking to become a doctor? Start talking with other doctors, other doctors, students, other nurses, and some people that did work in the hospital field or the emergency situations. Are you trying to become an English speaker? You must find a way to become or to be into this environment, because if you do not do it, you certainly will get unmotivations during the process, and you probably will do as everyone else always does. They give up.
100%. I couldn't find anybody when COVID happened. I couldn't find anyone to talk to English because I had this job in one of the schools before COVID happened, and I used to teach English to primary school students, how to communicate English and how to speak English better. I used to give lectures, or you can say lessons, to these students in the classrooms. And when I lost the job because of the COVID and the schools, all the schools got closed down, I didn't have anywhere to go. And I was figuring out how to spend my time. How can I stay intact with the English practice? Because English is a second language in Pakistan. You don't get to speak English unless you're in English field. So the only way to stay strong at English is to stay in practice. And I was figuring out a way how to do that. I first of all called a friend who used to be an English colleague, English professor in the same school. I called him that, would you like to spend some time with me, because there are no classes, we can't meet without being in school. And he agreed to come and travel 40 minutes every day to come and meet me, and we could spend half an hour a day or 1 hour a day together with each other and practice in English. So while doing that, he was a journalist actually. He used to work for this newspaper, a very famous English newspaper in Pakistan. And he gave me the motivation that yes, I should start a YouTube channel, because he realized as a journalist, whenever I asked him any question, he never minded answering my question. He said that I have something in me that when I ask a question, nobody minds answering it, because he was a very critical person as a journalist, right? Because he used to write journals in one of the greatest newspapers of Pakistan. So he noticed that in me, and I said that although I've never interviewed him so far, but he's not on my channel yet. He has his own YouTube channel. But because of his tip, I have been able to interview one of the toughest people of my locality where I live in. They have never been on an English interview before. The personalities, the people I'm talking about, some of the people have never given any interview in English, but they can speak English. They are teaching English. They are English professors in Pakistan. So the thing is that the idea that I don't lose English, I had to do something to stay in touch with English, to stay intact with English. I started this YouTube channel so that I can stay in touch with people who speak English, because I didn't find anybody in the locality or in the neighborhood where I live in to stay in practice with the English. So everybody has to invest or figure out a way, invest your time, how you can spend time practicing English, speak English. That's the only way that you can remain strong in English. I think the luckiest people in the world are that they are actually working in the companies that speak the same language that they are passionate about. I think you yourself, right? So a lot of people are working in a company, but they are not in that segment of the company or that section of the company or department of the company where the language that they want to speak is not being spoken. So they want to move to a different department so that they can practice more of that language that they want to learn or they want to grow in, right? You have to figure out, what language you want to grow in. You have to figure out which is the best company you can work in so that you can stay in practice of the language that you want to grow in. Like Alex said, that you have to surround yourself with the people who speak that language to be able to grow in that language.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, I couldn't agree more, as you said. I have been, diving into this word. And again, guys, it's unbelievable how far we are already. When I look back, like 7 years ago, I'm telling you the truth, I didn't believe on myself that I would be here one time with you, speaking to a friend from Pakistan, which is so far from my country. And also, let me just ask a question here, in order to everyone else do not get doubt about us here. So, do you know how to speak Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese? That's the question. Or do you know how to speak Portuguese? I don't think so. I don't think that you were able to speak Portuguese. Were you? Are you? So I think that people always said, so Alex, that's meeting that you are having here, it is like a meeting previous setup, so, but that's not true. We came here like it's like a live stream. We are not just live stream here, but we will post this after we finish here on our channels. But indeed, it is not combined. So we came here, we spoke each other in many topics that we weren't prepared for, and we test ourselves, we test our English, we challenge our English always when we came here doing this. And again, I don't know how to speak any Pakistani language. I'm just speak Portuguese and English, and English does connect us. English make it possible. So again, look how far we can. We are doing great. This is amazing. And I'd like to tell to everyone else that are trying to learn a new language or trying to improve their career, just do it. Don't think about others' opinions. It is up to yourself. Develop your career. No one else will do it for you. No one else will do it for you. As Hasep just said here, we were discussing about be surrounded. So I do work under certain situations, conditions that you said here. I'm currently working in a safety technician field. We called here in Brazil as HSE, Health Safety Environment sector of the company. I work on this section, but unfortunately on this section, there's no necessity, there's no needs to speak in English. But there are many others field, many others careers on the same company that will be necessary to speak English. But fortunately or luckily for me, that didn't prevent me or didn't prohibit me to forbid me to practice my speaking skills, because I know some friends that works and will be watching here our videos. I know some friends that work with me, there are some coworkers of mine that does speak English, and we had so many conversations, as probably you're gonna see on my channel. There are some podcasts that we did record it together. But again, I'm always looking for some great opportunities to practice my speaking skills. I do not expect it. No one comes to me, without noticing. They came to me, hey, let's practice English. That doesn't happen. Honestly, it happens with Hasep. It happens with you. Last night, I got a message from Noor Hasep, and he told me that he was invite me. He did looking to invite me to practice English with him, and that was amazing. And of course, without a doubt, I accepted the invitation because I love it. I like this challenge. I like this conversation here. But it's not happened commonly. I mean, when I go to the company, it's hard to someone came to me, hey, let's practice for speaking skills. They don't do it. Like I came last day was Friday here in Brazil, so I went to the company. I work all day long, and I remember a time when I went to a friend of my desk, and I told her, hey, I saw your latest video on your TikTok account. How did you do that? I invited her to speak English. And right away he answered me. Right away she answered me. Oh, it was awesome. You saw it. And yeah, I saw it. So we start a conversation in English, but only because I asked it. I invited, I provoked her to speak in English because I wanted, and I wanted so badly. I want so bad to become an English speaker that I will do it. Whatever it costs, of course, whatever it costs between the rules, okay? Respect the rules. I will do whatever I can to practice my speaking skills whenever I have time. So that's it. That's what I think. And I think that English is amazing. And again, thank you so much for this invitation to be here and this English YouTube channel. I saw that your channel is almost reaching out 7,000 subscribers. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct, Alex.
Great. That's great. So guys, if you are watching from my channel, I would like to invite you to go to the link below here on the comments, on the description of this video, and click on the Noah's YouTube channel. I think that you're gonna love it, and we're gonna have many more conversations in the future. We're gonna record so many other opportunities. I'm planning to bring some topics as well. But I think that you're gonna love it, watching his video, see how English works in other countries, his video is quite good because he recorded videos on the street, he recorded videos like vlogs, so that's great because you can see how does he live, where he live, and how is the communication done there. So we're gonna have an opportunity to see many more things than my channel, of course, because my channel is more like videos like this interview. It's hard. Sometimes I go to public place to record videos. I try, but it's hard, and I try. But I think you're gonna love. So go to the Hasep channel here on the description of this video. I'm gonna leave the link for you guys.
I'm sure that there are a lot of great English speakers out there in Pakistan, in Brazil, whoever is watching the video. I'm sure that we can have great sessions with them as well. We can also share their journeys, their stories about English language. How did they develop interest learning the language? Even to be able to watch this video, you had to have some great understanding of English, right? Because not everybody can take the time out when watching Netflix, when watching YouTube or other series, that all of a sudden you jump into this podcast and watching this session. I think people have that instinct within themselves. Yes, they want to grow, they want to make great friends in the language.
Yeah. Honestly, I got some friend of mine. He's from Africa. He sent a message here to me a little bit earlier, and he told me, oh, let's have a chat today. He invited me to have a chat with him today. But as we weren't scheduled each other, it was just, a random conversation. I told him, oh man, unfortunately today we won't be possible, but let's reschedule previously and we can do it, because he is a great English speaker. He's from Africa, and he is also a nurse. He works as a nurse there. in a hospital, and it's a great speaker. Maybe I'm gonna send his number to you, and maybe you can invite him also to come to your channel. I think it's gonna be a great opportunity to practice speaking skills also and to reach out more people from Africa. Then I have also some African followers here from Angola, from Bangladesh, and so many other countries. Bangladesh as well. There are many friends of mine in Bangladesh. Jihado, which is a huge friend of mine. Wedson is from Brazil as well. Wedson lives in the north part, the northeast of Brazil, northeast, which is another English speaker. He is also sending a message here on our group. And yeah, there will be many other friends that are watching us here. If you would like to be here and test yourself and challenge yourself, just send us here a comment below on this video, and we're gonna reach you to practice English with us here in one of our live streams video. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome to have you here with us. Guys, comment below, click on the like button, tell us what topic would you like to see us discuss. And again, if you'd like to be in the middle of the next conversation here, it's easy. Just send a message here in the comments below, and we're gonna try to reach you wherever you are, okay? That's it?
Yes, 100%. Yes, it was a great session. If you want to become an actor, if you want to become a YouTuber, if you want to do anything in life, if there is somebody out there who can give you the inspiration by sharing his difficult journey or his difficult story with you, how he has been able to overcome all of those challenges that everybody or any human being can come across. So if you can get motivation by listening to just like Alex's story, I mean, he never knew how to speak English 10 years before. Like myself, I never knew how to speak English 15 years before. So if we can do it, if we can connect from two different parts of the world, it all depends on the curiosity. If you are dedicated enough, if you're curious enough about how people in Pakistan speak English, how people in Brazil speak English, if you have that thing in you, if you have that spark in you, you will take that chance, you will take that risk, you will, I mean, definitely comment under the video. You would want to be a part of the portal. You would love to join this session, and you would like to inspire other people as well. And maybe because of your one story can give inspiration to at least one other person in the world, and who can share your story someday in their life, that you were the reason that he started speaking English. You were the reason he actually made a decision that yes, I will improve my English, and because of the English I will make a great career in my life. As Alex said, you should reach out to us, and you should give us tips, advice, topics, what you would want us to speak in the next video, so that we can maybe bring one of the guests from our past interviews that Alex has done or I have done as a guest and as a featuring guest in the next video, so that he can share his or her story with you guys, so that you can learn from him, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's gonna be very interesting for the next video. So just take this idea and don't forget to invite them. It's gonna be awesome, guys. Before I leave here, I would like to. I think that Nor Hasab we think the same. We would like to give a huge shout out to Benny, which is Benilton here in Brazil. Give my number for Hasab. Benilton was a friend of ours. We spoke together for I think once or twice, and it was a great opportunity for me. Benilton sent my number, sent my channel for Hasab, and Hasab make contact with me here. So that's how we met each other. So we met each other by WhatsApp throughout other friends of ours. So it was great. So that's how English works. Now we have a contact each other. Now we have a friendship here. The sky's the limit. So we're gonna do many opportunities, many collaboration here between our channels. I think that there will be many great opportunities for do it videos, like I should say outstandards videos. I think it's gonna be awesome. So that's it. Hasab, would like to say anything? Would like to finish this meeting? So before we do it, feel free.
Well, it was pleasure and honor talking with you, Alex. 1.5 years ago, I was only thinking about having a partner like yourself on the YouTube, because trust me, Alex, you know the journey. It's really hard. I mean, being able to find guests as a YouTuber, I mean, even in Pakistan, I'm telling you, there are so many podcast channels in Pakistan. There are people who are inviting guests who can speak English, and they are interviewing in English, but not all the channels are 100% dedicated to English language. And trust me, it's really difficult to find guests who can take the chance to come and speak on the camera in English language, because after all, English is something that everybody in the entire world can understand and judge you. Whenever you say something, it can be judged by anybody in the world, because English is spoken all across the world. That's why it's very difficult to find guests in English, and having a partner like yourself is a luxury, it's a pleasure. to be able to make content, to deliver, to share our stories. Because as a host, you cannot always, I mean, deliver your message across to the audience, because when there is a guest on the video, you are dedicated and you are focused about the guest. You want to make them the highlight or the center of the video, because it's all about them when there is a guest. So you cannot actually say what you want to. You can, yes, you can tag in your some of the points. You can reference a few things during the video, but you can always straight away say what you want to. But as this great collaborative effort, I was able to share all of my weak points. Everybody has ups and downs in his journey, right? You definitely must have too.
Absolutely.
So by sharing that, we can give inspiration and motivation to a lot of other people. If you're going to exercise, if you're going to a gym, if you are fat, by sharing your journey that 10 years ago or 5 years ago I was that fat, and now I have been able to reduce down 50 kgs or 25 kgs, you can give motivation to another fat person who has never tried exercising in his life and who has given up on his dreams or his ambitions to become slim again. So by sharing your story, by sharing that you have been able to achieve it, by sharing your, I mean, all the ups and downs of your life, you can give motivation to a lot of other people like Alex and I, and we are trying to do it. We are sharing our weak points, how we have been able to overcome all those obstacles. And by giving ourselves, by making ourselves transparent to you guys, I hope that this can give you a lot of motivation and inspiration. And as we said before, we don't want to be alone on the video. We want you to be along with us on the screen. We want you to share your journey. We want you to be the center of the video. We want you to like inspire other people. Obviously, we are not the only people who speak English, obviously. So we want you to join us. We want you to teach us how we can inspire other people in a better way, right? There are a lot of people who definitely must have smarter techniques than us. I mean, we have tried over once, and that have been able to help us, and we are willing to share all of our techniques with you guys. How we have been able to overcome over less confidence issues, over hesitation, over fear of English. We have been able to overcome all of that, and I'm sure that I have been transparent enough. I didn't hide anything. I shared the way it is, and I'm sure Alex must have done too. So
yeah.
if Alex and I are transparent enough, you should be able to take the courage, and you should be able to come on the camera with us and share your journey so that others can learn from you guys as well. Thanks a lot for all of you for joining us today.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. And remember, guys, before I leave, I'd like to leave a phrase and an example for all of you that have been trying for many times. Remember, for instance, Elon Musk failed 3 times before he succeeded in the 4th one. But if he didn't succeed, of course, he risked everything that he had at the time to build the rockets to go to space, and will be able to get back without get destroyed. So that was a huge example of the phrase that is following now. The phrase is, without fail, we can't succeed. So remember, fail is the difference between success and other things. So we must fail, we must face difficult times, in order to achieve the best times and the success that we are looking for. So that's normal part of life. As Hassan said, sometimes we have to lose to win, and further a little bit. So that's gonna be great. So with English, with everything in our life, we always will be facing situations that will test ourselves, but that situations will make us strong. So remember, you are powerful than you know. So go outside, make someone else sunshine days, and let's see what we're gonna have for the next video. So it was awesome. Thank you so much, Haseb. I'm gonna stop the recording right now, but again, see you the next time.